All right, so we should be live. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All right, put a fire emoji if you guys can hear and see me. So I think I got this. There we go. All right, so we should be live. You should be able to see me full screen right here. All right, and I'm gonna make this quick because my laptop, I need to plug it in actually. 1 second. All right, let me plug this in real quick because we got a lot to talk about. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. Tell y'all a little story. Right, so we're plugged in, and you guys should be able to see me right now. All right, so peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Fire emoji if you can see me, if you can hear me clearly. I'm very grateful to be here. Very grateful to have this opportunity. If you're watching right now, you are in the right place at the right time. I'm going to share something with y'all, okay? Something that's going to help you, especially if you're in a position right now where you feel like there's no hope, right? You feel like you can't bounce back from whatever it is that you're going through, right? And I'm here to tell you that you can. I'm here to tell you that I've bounced back from a situation, and I want to explain to y'all how I did it. Okay, so yeah, share this on your timeline. If you're watching this, if you're on my team, share this with somebody. I believe this will help someone get through their go through. All right, so yeah, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful for this opportunity. Grateful for everything I've been through. Grateful for everything that I have. I'm just in complete gratitude right now for what I'm experiencing with this new opportunity, the people that I'm able to give value to and solve problems for, um, the position that I'm in, okay, the leader that I'm growing into be. I'm grateful for my mentors, my coaches, people that are helping me become a better trader and a better man. Um, I'm grateful for clothes on my back, shoes on my feet, shelter over my head. I have fresh water to drink, food in the fridge to eat, transportation in the garage, people around me that love me and care for me and want to see me succeed. I'm very grateful. All right. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I want to share a story with you guys that is going to help you. Any of you that are going through something, right, that you feel like there's no hope and you can't bounce back from, or you just feel like you just have bad luck, right? Bad luck follows you and you're just down bad. Okay, so I want to rewind about 2015. I believe this was 2015. And I found myself on the verge of going homeless, right? Getting evicted. So it was me and my roommate. My roommate had lost his job, wasn't able to find another one in time, right? And 30 days had went by, 45 days went by. And by then, even if we did get a job or got new jobs, we wouldn't get paid for a few weeks, right? 3 to 4 weeks down the line. So we found ourselves in a position of getting evicted, right? This isn't something that I like to talk about or something I like to admit, but it happened. It is what it is. And now looking back on it, I'm glad that it happened, right? When I was going through this, I thought it was the worst time. I thought the world was ending, right? Because I worked hard to get my transportation. I worked hard to we got into an apartment, got approved, and now everything was just crashing, right? Everything was being destroyed, or we destroyed right in front of our eyes, right? We lost our jobs. We couldn't get up new jobs. We couldn't make any more money. So we got evicted. It even got so bad to the point where they had to force us out of the apartment, right? They had to bring the sheriff and we had to move all our stuff out on the lawn. Most of the stuff we had to throw away. And yeah, this was a really, really embarrassing, right? A very, very dark time in my life. I just felt like I was losing everything. Right? I feel like I was losing everything. And some of y'all may be able to relate with this same feeling. You may be going through that right now. Okay. And like I said, this story on how I made a move from that situation is going to help you. All right. So you want to pay close attention to the things that I did, the steps that I took to get to where I am now. Right. Right now, I'm not a multimillionaire. I'm not a billionaire. I'm not some super wealthy dude, but I'm working my way to get there. Right. But there are some things that I can tell you that will help you get to a better spot. Right. I'm definitely not homeless and living out of my car anymore. Right. I'm definitely not in that mindset, not in that place. So I've done something right to make a little bit of progress, the progress that I have made. So I can share that with you, right? And that's what this story and this video is going to be for you. Okay. So that's where we was getting evicted, stuff being thrown out on the lawn, being thrown away, people going through it. Um, very embarrassing, right? Very dark time in my life. And at this time, I really didn't have anybody to fall back on because I separated myself, I isolated myself, and I had just way too much pride to let anybody know what I was going through or to ask for any handouts, right? And this is a message to anybody that may be going through that. You don't want to separate yourself, right? You don't want to isolate yourself in your time of your go through. Um, Sometimes God does separate us, right? Before the elevation, God will separate us, but if it's not called for, then you don't need to have so much pride to the point where you're all by yourself, right? That's how the enemy wants you. So I separated myself. I had too much pride, nobody around, and I couldn't ask any friends to go to their house. I couldn't go anywhere but my car, right? So I found myself living out of my car, trying to go to staffing agency jobs, little odd jobs. Right? I remember times I worked at Subway, I worked at Jiffy Lube, I worked at Burger King flipping burgers. I worked in custodial jobs, warehouse jobs, doing landscape, construction. Okay. The worst was probably warehouse, just standing there for 8 hours doing the same thing, right? That was probably one of the worst jobs that I've had. And if any of y'all are watching this and you have a warehouse job, then you already know, right? It's some of the most depressing people, some of them just doing the same thing over and over, dealing with the people, dealing in that hot environment. Okay, so yeah, I definitely don't miss that, right? Putting in those 8 hour days and just feeling dead after you get off work. All right, so that's why I found myself going to dead end jobs and living out of my car, right? So the way I would wash up, I would sneak into the school's gymnasium. I would sneak into gas stations, restaurants, and I would wash up in the sink. This was just a very, very trifling time, very savage time for me, right? Where I was just doing whatever I could to survive. Okay, so I remember times like I would lie to restaurants just to try to get a free meal, um, stealing, doing all kind of stuff, right? Trying to get money to just survive, right? That was my whole focus was that I just wanted to survive. I just wanted to get to the next day, right? I just wanted to do enough, get enough meals, get enough food, and enough gas so that I can make it to the next day, and then try to do that all over again, right? So that's the routine that I found myself in, and I found out very quickly that's not going to cut it, right? Living out of your car, trying to work, 9 to 5 job, and hustle your way back on top, like it's just it's almost impossible, right? I mean, you can do it. It's going to take a lot of hard work, but you're going to have a lot of frustrated nights, a lot of nights where you cry yourself to sleep all by yourself, and yeah, it's just not the life, right? It's just not the way. And I found that out quickly, and I was like, you know what? I got to change something. One day, I found myself sitting in my car. Right, I was sitting in my car, looking in the rearview mirror, and I just began to start crying and asking God, why me? And cursing God. right? Y'all know how we get when we hit our rock bottom. And was my rock bottom. This is what I felt was my rock bottom. Losing everything. I had nobody around me, nobody to talk to. It was just me and Jesus living in that Chevy 04 Impala. Okay. And I just began to cry and just ask God, why? Why does this have to be me? Why do I have the worst luck? I just want to die, right? Saying things like that. Very suicidal thoughts, right? I'm not afraid to admit it. In that time, I wanted to die rather than deal with my issues, deal with my problems, and try to bounce back. I just felt like there was no hope. I felt like there was no point. I felt like nobody cared. I felt like I was better off dead and gone than here. Right? And some of y'all may be able to relate with that. I hope not, but suicide is a real thing, and a lot of people die from suicide daily, yearly, and it's probably one of the top leading causes of death. Right? People taking their own life, and I never really understood that. Right before that situation, before hitting that rock bottom, I never really understood people committing suicide. I used to judge people that I would hear that were talking like that, or just um, had that type of problem. I just before that, I just never thought like of taking my life, and I just felt I just judged people that thought like that. Up until that point, once I went through that, I understood. Okay, I understand now why people want to take their life or end up taking their life, right? Because life is hard, life is rough, and it can get very dark and lonely, and it's not for the faint of heart, right? The human experience is not for the faint of heart. It can take you out. Your mind can take you out and talk yourself into taking your own life. That's how powerful the mind is. That's how deep life is, right? That's how fragile it is. And yeah, it's very. I see how you can slip into that decision, right, of wanting to take your life and not deal with your problems, and thinking that taking your life is easier. So that's what I was dealing with. That's the type of mind frame I was in that moment, right? Just having suicidal thoughts, asking God why is this me? Why does this have to be happening to me? I have the worst luck. Focusing on all of my problems, right? Just me, whining and crying to God. Okay, so looking in that rearview mirror with the ugly cry face and just um, asking God and cursing God, right? Something hit me, and it was a um, 5 words, right? 5 magic words that changed my life. 5 magic words that changed my life, and I want to share this with you guys because I believe these words are magical and they can give you power, right? They give you power. These 5 magic words are: "It is all my fault." It is all my fault. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, the results that you're getting right now, it's all your fault. Ultimately, it's your fault because you chose the life that you're dealing with right now, right? Every day, we're choosing the life that we're living. Every day, the choices that we make. And eventually, those choices add up, right? And they add up and they add up and they add up and they give you a sum of the results that you're dealing with right now. So the decisions, the thoughts, the actions that you, right? Nobody else, chose up until this point have given you the results that you're getting right now. It's giving you the life that you're living. Believe it or not. Nobody forced you. You're staying where you are because you're choosing to. You did what you did up until this point because you chose to. Okay? So you got to come to this realization, and that's what hit me in that Chevy 04 Impala that day was that you know what? This is all my fault. What I'm dealing with, I chose this. The choices and the thoughts and actions that I chose to take gave me this life and led me to right here, right now. Even as I'm sitting right here, right, I still use this. It is all my fault. If I don't like where I'm at, if I don't like these results, if I'm not satisfied, then I need to make the choice to make different choices, right? Different decisions. And this is one of the hardest things for adults to do. I still sometimes struggle with this, and I see other grown men struggling with this, other grown women struggling with accepting the fact that what you have right now, the results you're getting, is a sum of the actions, the thoughts that you chose to take. And the sooner that you admit to yourself that it is all my fault, the sooner you can take the power back, right? Because up until that point, you're blaming everything else. You're pointing the finger at everybody, at your mom, your dad. You're pointing the finger at the government, the white man. You're pointing the finger at your job, people around you, right? You're pointing the finger and blaming everybody except whose fault it really is. And the only person that can ultimately change the results, right? That person in the mirror, that person looking straight back at you, is the only person that needs to be blamed if you're trying to move forward. If you're not, then continue to blame other people. Continue to give the power away and blame your results on everybody else. And then you will die a life filled with results and regret and excuses, right? And you'll probably pass that down to your children. So you need to get to this realization, right? Come to grips with that. It's all my fault. I take full responsibility, full accountability for my thoughts and actions. And if I want different results, if I want a different life, I have to be the one to make different thoughts and different actions. And nothing's going to change until I do. Right. So that's where I found myself. And at the time, I knew I needed to do something different than what I was doing, but I didn't know what. Okay. I didn't know what. So when you don't know something, what do you do? When you don't know something, what do you do? Do you just sit there and say, "Oh, I don't know, so I guess I'll never know"? Call it quits? What do you do? What do you do when you don't know something? Right? So you have to do three things if you don't know something. You need to go ask somebody. You need to knock some doors so you can figure out, right? Get into some rooms that of some people that have it figured out and that can give you the keys. Or you need to search and seek, right? You need to do something other than what you're doing, sitting there and saying, I don't know. You need to be proactive and get out there, ask, knock, seek, and you will find, right? I hope that you guys can still see me and can still hear me. I hope that you guys can still see me. All right. So yeah, you need to go on the search. And that's what I started to do, right? So I looked up on Facebook, on YouTube, Google, wherever I could, wherever search platform I could get my hands on at the moment. Because I couldn't just go show up at somebody's successful door, or I didn't have any rich friends around me or anything like that, because I'm the homeless dude, right? I'm the stinking homeless dude living in his car. So who wants to be around that person, right? And that was really a blessing in disguise. At the time, I didn't think it was, but me being by myself, being isolated, and no friends, no family around, that was a blessing, right? Because then it made it easier for me to create a new circle of influence. It made it easier for me to create a new circle of friends because I got to choose who I wanted to be around, right? Virtually. I had to do this virtually, right? Thank God for the internet, because if it wasn't for the internet, then I don't know how I would have found it. But the internet was a lifesaver because I was able to go to the internet and search and look up successful people, right? Look up people that were talking about how to become different, how to have a better life, how to change your mind, right? How to use the law of attraction, all these different keys, right, to getting new results. These were the things that I needed to find out that I didn't know. Okay, so I started looking up people. I started typing in Google how to become successful, how to how to think rich, how to become wealthy, right? How to become successful. Those are the type of things I was typing in my search bar. And I started to come across the key group of individuals, right? That would become my new circle of influence. All right. And I'm going to give you guys these just off the top of the head. They're probably going to be something I want to forget. But if you just look up these people, look up what they're talking about, their lectures, okay, then you will start to come across the keys like I did. So one of the first people that I came across was my pastor. Okay, I found my pastor. I got a church home, and I started getting around other believers. And that was a really big influence. Changed my frequency, changed my vibration. Getting around other people that were on a higher frequency and vibration. Right, my pastor started to counsel me and correct me and guide me. Okay, give me that mentorship type of treatment. Right, helped me get my first job in coaching. I started coaching girls basketball through my pastor. Okay, so that was a big part. And I'm not saying that you got to go join a church or get religious and do all that stuff, right? That was just the path that I took. I'm not saying it's a bad path, and I'm not saying that it will hurt anything of you joining a church and getting around a pastor, getting around other believers, right? It can't hurt anything. It is probably better than the environment that you're in right now, and better than the people that you're surrounded by. I'm not saying that the best people are found in the church. Some of the most people with the most problems go to church, right? That's where that are sick go. People that are dealing with things mentally, physically, spiritually, right? That's where most of them go. But these people are believers. They believe that there's a higher source that they can go to and plug in and get help from, right, at the church. So being around those type of people, it can't hurt, right? So that's what I did. I got into a church home, started following my pastor. I came across other pastors that I'd already been following, like T.D. Jakes, Pastor Dwight Buckner Jr., Pastor Noel Jones, um, Pastor Michael Phillips, Pastor Joel Tudman, right? These are just a few pastors that you can look up. Motivational speaker Dr. T.D. Jakes. I started listening to him a lot. Started listening to other motivational speakers like Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Jim Rohn, Zig Ziglar, um, Abraham Hicks. Who else? People like Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, Dr. Joseph Murphy, um, and The Power of the Subconscious Mind, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, John C. Maxwell, How to Win and Influence Friends, um, Wayne Dyer. Who else? Right, did I say Napoleon? Bob Proctor. Okay. Uh, who else? Who else? Dr. Monroe. Right. There's so many people out there who are motivational speakers, people that are helping people become better, right? Better and successful. So yeah, just go down the rabbit hole. You'll start to run across people. Those people that I just gave you, you can look them up as well. Okay, those will allow you to scratch the surface and start to go down that rabbit hole of personal development. All right. So somebody very key that I came across, Bob Proctor, right, introduced me to something called meditation, right, and the law of attraction. So when I came across Bob, rest in heaven to Bob, and peace and blessings to his family. Okay, so we lost Bob a couple years ago, and yeah, he still lives on to me because I can still look at his videos, and it's like he never left. And I thank him for all the videos that he made and the help that he gave me. I never got to thank him personally, but I know his spirit hears me and is with me still and still guides me. Right. I go to Bob about a lot of things. And yeah, I still watch his videos like daily, and I still do his meditation daily. So Bob was somebody very, very important to me, right? Because Bob got me to start thinking different, got my perspective to change, my paradigm. Okay. And what Bob taught me was that I could use variables like the what I'm thinking, right? My thoughts, the energy that I put out, the words that I'm using, things that I'm writing down, people that I have around me, right? All these things play a part in what will be attracted to me, and I can control these variables to create my own reality, right? And yeah, I thank God that I came across Bob Proctor when I did. And I know those of you that do know Bob or of Bob are glad that you came across him as well. And if you don't know Bob Proctor, then I'd suggest when you get off of here that you go look him up, listen to all his lectures, and do exactly what he says. Okay. So yeah, came across Bob and the law of attraction, this whole meditation thing of just thinking different, right? Using my mind to reprogram myself, right? Reprogram my habits, which will change my behavior, right? Change what I'm doing, my actions, and then give me different results, right? But it all starts up here. It all starts in your thoughts first. What's influencing your thoughts? Okay. Are you letting the news influence you? Are you letting family, the government, um, your girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, right? What are you allowing to influence your thoughts? You need to get control of that first, right? And force feed it positivity, force feed it the things that you want to happen. Okay. This was a major thing that I took from Bob. Bob got me to stop focusing on things that I didn't want to happen and start focusing on things that I do want to happen. Okay. I'm going to say it again. Focus on what you do want to happen, not what you don't want to happen. Right. And it seems so simple, right? But it's really, really complex. It's something that is going to take a while for you to train your mind to do. Okay. Because you got to think, you've had all these years focusing on what you don't want to happen. And just to switch, right, is kind of something that you shouldn't expect of yourself right away, right? At least within the first 6 months to a year, you're still going to have trouble thinking of what you do want to happen, right? It's just going to come with repetition of a new word, right? So this is why it's important for you to get into your Bible, start listening to lectures from different pastors, right, and other people that are speaking positivity. That's why that new word is so key, because that new word is going to renew your mind. It's going to renew your mind, right? And that's where, like I said, where it starts. Once you start thinking different, you will start feeling different. When you start feeling different, you'll start doing different actions. Those different actions will be able to build into new habits. Those new habits will give you a new lifestyle, right? But it all starts with what you're programming yourself with. What are you programming your subconscious mind with, right? What are you allowing into your conscious mind, which will program your subconscious mind? Okay. What are you allowing into your ears, through your eyes, out your mouth? This is what's playing a part in programming your paradigm. Okay. So, in order to reprogram your paradigm, you need more positive thoughts than the negative ones that you've been thinking, right? That's why it's so very key. This whole gratitude thing that I've been explaining, this whole um, thinking as if you're already going through it. Okay. That's why that stuff is so important, because it's going to allow you to think more positive thoughts than negative thoughts. As you start to think more positive thoughts, it will start to change your vibration. Your vibration will start to raise, right? Your frequency will raise. And whatever your reality is, it will match your frequency. So if your frequency is on a higher plane than what you are right now, your reality has no choice but to match your current frequency, your current vibration. All right. So that's it's a whole lot for me to explain, but Bob explains it so much better than what I can. Okay, so look Bob Proctor up when he talks about the law of attraction and how to change your paradigm, all that good stuff. All right, so he has a whole series called "You Were Born Rich," and I believe it's like 8 different lectures. Right, so go look those up and do exactly what Bob tells you to do. Okay, so as I started to do this, right, I started to notice that my frequency was rising. I'm feeling better about myself, even though I'm not where I'm supposed to be yet. Right. And in this moment, this was about around the time where I got a new job coaching girls basketball, still working the little staffing agency jobs. And this was around the time where I first came across my first millionaire mentor by the name of Wesley Virgin. Right. Wesley Virgin had a digital product that he had created called the Millionaire Mind Hack. The Millionaire Mind Hack was basically about hacking your mind into believing you're a millionaire and thinking as a millionaire already, right? So that you could create a new reality. Basically, all the things that Bob Proctor was talking about, Wesley was talking about as well, right? But Wesley just resonated with me more because I don't know, I just could relate to him a little bit better than Bob Proctor. Just as far as like Wesley being a middle-aged black man, right? I think he was 35 when I met him, and going through the struggle, living in Houston, right, losing everything, getting kicked out the army, and all that, had to start back over from scratch. I could just relate with him, right? But yeah, so I came across Wesley, and Wesley had opened me up to affiliate marketing, right? So this was my first time really getting involved in affiliate marketing, right, and making my first dollar. I got Wesley's program. I started to promote it. I started learning how to run Facebook ads, YouTube ads, all that good stuff, right? So once this happened, and I made my first dollar online, that's when it hit me. That's when I had my aha moment, was that this is what I want to do with my life, and this is what I want to share with other people, right? And help solve their problems, because I knew if it helped somebody like me and helped me, give me hope and get out of that situation, then it could help anybody, right? So that's why I'm so passionate about this. That's why I do this, is because I know there are other people who are going through the same thing or similar to what I went through. And you're looking for hope, right? You're looking for a way to bounce back. And I believe the laptop lifestyle can do that. And that's what Wesley opened my eyes to, right? It made me aware of that I could create this laptop lifestyle and be able to become my own boss and buy whatever I want, travel wherever I want, take care of my family, buy them whatever they want, right? And take family vacations and all that good stuff through this laptop lifestyle, right? Making money off of my phone. So yeah, Wesley got me hip to this. He really um, got me, was really one of the first ones that got me into making money online, right? So I started promoting his product. I was making a little bit of money, but nothing life changing. Okay, so this was 2018, I believe, right? 2018 when I came across Wesley and his digital product. I started promoting that, right? So that was my making my first money with affiliate marketing in 2000, and I think it was the end of 2017 going into 2018. So yeah, around that time, I knew that it wasn't going to give me a full time income, but I remember like it was yesterday, the day that I walked into my job and I just had enough. Right? I had enough of the 9 to 5 life, and at the time I was working at Ralph Lauren, and I remember like it's yesterday. Right, I walked in, same routine. Go in, you get your things ready, get the clothes folded, go throughout the store, clean it up before the customers start walking in. So this particular day, I guess my manager might have been having a bad day, but she was just talking crazy to me, and I just wasn't having it anymore. So I just walked out. Right, said I was going on break. Deuces, never came back from break. Right, so I don't suggest anybody leave their job like that. I suggest that you leave on good terms with the people, because you just never know who you're going to need later, and who you're going to see on your way down, right? So you, on your way up, you want to treat people with respect, integrity, treat people good, because you never know who you're going to need on your way down, right? Or who you're going to meet, or whatever, right? You never know who anybody is or who they're going to be. So you just want to treat everybody with respect, treat everybody fair, treat everybody good, and leave them feeling good about you. That's my advice. I wouldn't suggest doing what I did, just leaving your job cold turkey without giving them a warning or any preparation. Right? That's just not the right way. So I don't condone that, but it is what it is. Right? That's what happened with me. Walked in my job, wasn't feeling it. I was already making money, a little bit of money online, so I thought I was just going to be able to go full time and quit that job. So little did I know that it wasn't about to be that easy. Okay. So I don't suggest any of you just quit your job and go cold turkey and start thinking that you're going to make a full time income online, because I promise you it's not going to go that way. Right. So you're going to have some resistance. You're going to have some challenging times, challenging days, weeks, months, maybe even years. Right. Never know when it's going to pop off for you. Right. And you're going to start making a full time income online. So I suggest you keep that 9 to 5 as long as you can, milk it, allow it to pay for your advertising, right? Pay for to keep your online business going, and just use your job like they're using you, and then keep it. And then once you're ready to go and you're making full time income online, then quit your job, right? Do whatever you want to do. But yeah, I don't suggest that you go about it the way that I did, because the way I did it, it caused a spark of a fire that I lit underneath me, right? Because now that I quit, I'm only solely depending on my online income, which I'm not making a whole full time income at the time. Okay, so things started to get a little dicey in my home, right? With me and my girlfriend, things started to get a little questionable. Pressure started building up, but sometimes that's what you need. Okay, sometimes you need that heat and that pressure to rise up on you, right? To turn you into a diamond. But I don't suggest everybody go that route. For some people, it will not turn out good, right? Some people don't work good under pressure, under the fire. I don't suggest that you just throw yourself in the fire and under pressure just willingly. Okay. I don't suggest that. But for me, that's just how it happened. And I felt the fire. I felt the pressure from everybody around me, even my girlfriend, right? Stopped believing in me and started doubting me, questioning what I'm doing and giving me other suggestions to do other things, other 9 to 5s. Um, everybody was, right? And how can you blame them? I'm sitting here, I'm telling people that I'm going to make a full time income online, and I'm just sitting at home. They don't know if I'm really working or not. I'm not really bringing in that much money. So it's like, what are you really doing? Right? You need to get a real job. So that's where I was, right? And during that whole time, nobody suggested to me that I should keep trying to make money online, that I should try to make this my full time income online. Nobody suggested that. Nobody encouraged me, right? So I was really going against everybody, going against the grain. And I had to believe in myself, right? That's one thing that I learned. You have to learn how to believe in yourself first before you expect everybody else to try to jump on the bandwagon. Nobody is, right? Nobody's going to root for you. Nobody's going to support you. Not even the ones that you live in a home with. If you do, hold on to it tight because it's very rare. All right. After a while, people start to give up on you. People start to suggest that you do other things and try to steer you in a different direction. All right. But it's only out of love. Okay. So don't take it personal when it starts to happen. Don't get mad at these people because they just love you, right? They want to see you succeed. They don't want to see you keep hurting yourself. And right now, them looking from the outside in, it looks like we're hurting ourselves. It looks like we're going down a path that we shouldn't be going. When we're not making any money and we're struggling online. We're crying ourselves to sleep. We're stressed out, right? And it's not fair on the ones that we're living with, that they have to go through that pressure, through that heat. Okay, so that's where I was, right? That's what was happening, and I had to make this thing work. So that was at the end of 2019, going into 2020. We all know how 2020 went. Doomsday hit, and they shut the whole world down. Okay, so at this point, I couldn't even go back to a job even if I wanted to. Right, so now I'm living on unemployment, living off of food stamps, and barely the money that I'm making online. Okay, so the pressure was on. The heat is at maximum heat, maximum pressure. Okay, man, I knew I couldn't continue to live off unemployment and off of food stamps, so I had to make something crack. I had to make this online thing work. But that was a problem, right? That's I was focused on that it wasn't working. I was focused on that I need to make it work. I was focused on things not happening for me when I wanted it to happen. That's where my focus was, right? And where your focus goes, energy grows. Where your focus goes, energy grows. And that's one of the main reasons why we cannot manifest. Because while we're trying to manifest, we're focused on that it's not happening. And as we focus on as it's not happening, just more of that not happening is going to happen, right? It's just going to bring more bad circumstances as we focus on the things that we don't want. So that was a major problem, right? And that was 2020 going into 2021. 2020, I met my second millionaire mentor by the name of Coach TBD. And I thank God that I met her as well because little did I know with her digital product would be the digital product that would skyrocket me, right, into making a full time income online. But at the time, I didn't know. And when I first met her, um, I would say that I liked her, but I was still in this wrong mindset, right, where I was resenting success. Anybody successful, anybody that was doing better than me, I just looked at them as competition, right? Or as like um, jealousy, bitterness, right? And that has to change. If you're looking at success, if you're looking at other people who are having success online or whatever in life, just doing better, right? If you're looking at them with resent and bitterness and jealousy, you're never going to be successful. I'm letting you know right now. Successful people admire other successful people. Rich people, wealthy people admire other rich and wealthy people. They're not jealous, they're not bitter, they're not resentful because they know what the process it takes to get there, or the process that it takes to maintain that lifestyle. Okay. So yeah, that's one thing that I had to change, right? And really what was the mindset shift that I had was when I came across this book called The Science of Getting Rich. And this was in the summer of 2021. Okay. The summer of 2021, I came across this book called The Science of Getting Rich. And in this book, I found a chapter called Gratitude, the Law of Gratitude. Okay. And this really changed my perspective and it changed my thought process. Okay. I started to get thankful. I started to get grateful for the things that I have and the things that I knew that I would have. I started to act as if I already had what I wanted, right? Which was a full-time income online. I started to talk as if it was already happening. I started to give God thanks as if it was already happening. And this put me on a different frequency, right? And like I told you guys, your reality must match the frequency. If your frequency goes higher, your reality must follow. Okay. So in this book, The Law of Gratitude explains the law of gratitude. And basically, the law of gratitude is it's an expenditure of force that is expressed towards the one source. Okay. So whether this be God, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in, express to this source, and the more frequent and the more powerful this gratitude is that you're sending out, the more powerful and more frequent the blessings are that come back to you. Right. So it's just like an expenditure of force that you're sending out into the universe. Those wavelengths are bouncing off the things that you want, and those things that you want are coming back to you with the same amount of force that you sent out the gratitude. Okay. So that's basically the law of gratitude. And I started to really practice this law. I started to study it. I started to talk to God about it. And yeah, I just started getting thankful, right? Extremely thankful, like tears in my eyes, crying to God type of thankful, right? And has to be a transformation in your heart. You have to truly be thankful for the things that you have and the things God has brought you through and what God is going to do for you. Once that transformation in your heart starts to happen and it starts to marry the thought of where you want to go in your head, that's when the magic happens. Okay. So that's what I started to do. And I started to practice that law and be more consistent, more repetitive with it, and just thank God, right? Thank God all throughout the day and try to keep myself on that thankful frequency. As I started to do that, I came across Coach TVD again. Except this time I was on a different frequency, different mindset. And yeah, I was ready to go all in with whatever she was talking about, right? Just so happened it was right up my alley of what she was talking about with her digital product and us being able to sell it for 100% commission. So this was 10 times better than the affiliate marketing that I was in, right? Because now I was able to rebrand myself with a new product and get 100% of the earnings, not just the 80 that I was earning, right? Or 60, I think it was like 75 or something like that. Okay. So this was a game changer. Getting into digital marketing. This was before everybody knew about digital marketing. Everybody was doing it, right? This was before it was cool. And before we had the reels and all this AI and all that stuff, right? There we had this product called the 10x income system, right? So with the 10x income system, I got into it. It was $297 one time to get the reseller rights plus $25 for your website fee. I paid that even though I really didn't have it. And this was August 31st, right? And I got my link. So I get my link August 31st and I start promoting it on social media, right? Facebook. I made one post. People started commenting, right? Info, 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 info. I started giving people the information back after they watched the video, same video that I watched. Then they would sign up, right? So I I showed it to probably about 20 people that night. This was August 31st. The next morning, I found out that four people had joined, right? So I looked at my Stripe. I had four sales of 297, which came up to like $1,100. So this was my first $1,000 day online, instant money, right? I completely covered my full time income online in one day, right? I covered my um, regular job, right? The money I was getting a week, which was like 375, 325 after taxes, completely tripled it, right? Overnight. So now I'm officially making a full time income online. My very first day with this digital product. So you can just imagine where my head is. Imagine the frequency I was on. Very first day. Second day, same thing happens. Third day, I think I had about one, maybe one or two sales. Fourth day goes by. Fifth day, a week goes by. I'm now sitting at, I think I was like $3,000 in one week. Second week goes by. Third week goes by. I'm sitting at like $5,000. Fourth week, September 30th, right? I think it was September 30th. Fourth week, I'm sitting at over $13,000 in one month with one single digital product. All right. So this was my first 5-figure month, first time having a full time income online. And I believe it was the first for my family as well. I never heard of anybody making 5 figures in a month. I never heard of anybody seeing a $1,100 day or a $3,000 week, right? So this was a first for me and for my family that I know of legally, right? Legal money. So yeah, y'all can just imagine where my head was at, right? So that goes on for about a few more months, and then that program shuts down. Okay, um, the program shut down due to whatever reasons, but we had to switch, we had to rebrand, and we started a new digital product. Right, this time we started an AI product, and the same thing happened with this AI product as well. And this was 2022, right, going into 23. Around this time was when I started to branch off and get into other things, right? So I started using my money to start investing in other things. I started investing in trading, right? Day trading, started investing in e-commerce, learning skills with that, which is what I'm still currently learning. And now I'm into trading full time, right? So fast forward to now, I'm in this new program using an SBA system that's helping me make anywhere from $300 to $500 daily, and we also have a network marketing side, right, where we invite people. You can get commissions that way as well, right? So now I've created two income streams for myself: day trading and also the network marketing side, right? Building a team and creating residual income. So from here, I just want to continue to build, continue to hit my goals. My next goal is 100K in a month, um, and I'm soon to achieve that as well, right? But it's all process. I'm still learning, still things that I still have a long way to go, right? Still more things to learn. Obviously, I'm not sitting in my mansion right now, so I still have room to grow, right? And that's all good because the people that I'm around now, these people are doing 5K, 10K days, 100K months, right? So one thing that I figured out is that you are who you surround yourself around. If you hang around killers, dealers, people that are cussing, doing drugs, most likely you're going to end up doing that same thing. Hang around people that are making investments, starting businesses, um, into real estate, eating better, getting healthy, right? Becoming a better version, then that's what's going to happen for you, right? So it's all about choosing your crowd, choosing the people that you want to surround yourself around, and doing whatever you have to do to get around those people, right? So if you want to get into a community of people, 6, 7-figure earners, people that you can learn from, a community of people that want to see you win, then what I want you to do is comment the word trade, right? Comment the word trade below. I'll reach out to you, get you inside my private chat, and get you onto what I'm doing now, right? Which is day trading. We're trading Forex using this SBA system that's helping us profit daily. Right. We also have a building side, but you don't have to recruit, right, to make money. You can just use the SBA system, make money on the market. If you don't want to build, that's completely fine. All right. But if you do want to build with me, then we have a network marketing side where you can get paid for bringing people into this opportunity. Okay. Residual income. And that's what I'm about building now, right? I want to build my residual income up to about 100K per month and also making money with my Forex, right? Probably I want to be doing at least 10 to 20K monthly with my Forex profits. All right. So, y'all, that's where I'm at. That's my story. And yeah, I hope that you guys got value from that. Things that I mentioned to you. Yeah. I love y'all. Know what got to hear, Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. All I'm trying to do is grow. Like I always say, make the rest of it the best of it. I'll meet you at the top because that bottom is way too crowded. Let's go.